Welcome travelers from the winding trails, grab a spot by the hearth and a pint of ale. A brief respite from our noble quest, lean back in a chair for the song of rest. Hello?
Woo! Timothy!
Hello! Hi!
Yeah, Timothy!
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
Aaron, you gotta give us that cheering guy again.
Which cheering guy?
The
one
guy
that
that was
Yeah!
Hello, travelers, and welcome to the Song of Rest, a place where our heroes and the deities that guide them gather to share a behind-the-scenes and behind-the-screens look at the unfolding adventures in Archipeldia. Gathered before us is the Dungeon Master, Aaron Rollins, and his band of players, Dustin Bleshmidt, Janelle Wilkie, and Chad Stafford. But I'll let them do the talking, and I'll get back to playing.
Oh my gosh, is that
What?
is that the bard? Is that the bard that played at the inn last night?
Yes, but please pay me with other things than fruit. I have so much of it. There's just it's going to rot.
How did that guy get on the boat?
I don't know. I don't.
question.
You asked a question. You asked a. Throw him out. Throw
Oh
him
no,
out
no!
of the
There's
nearest.
some. Look, there's
No.
right here. There's a drink called "How Does That Guy Get on the Boat?" Right here.
Oh,
See?
oh. That's so good. Wow. Very oddly named mixed drinks.
Okay, I got my chair up to the table finally. I'm here.
All right, glad you're here. We can get started.
I'm sorry. I have to swap chairs. This one has a weird leg. I'm sorry.
You guys are being total galagos right now.
Oh, that's such a pain. Well, go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead and get situated.
Oh, they all
Go
have
ahead.
weird legs. All of them. Just everyone has like one short leg. Is this hell? Is this where we are? Okay, I'm back. I decided to put a napkin under the leg.
Yes. Well, hello everyone. My name is Aaron Rollins, and I'm apparently sitting across the table from these three. I don't know why nobody wants
Sitting
to sit
at a
next to
completely
me.
different table. In fact, it's weird.
I mean, it was the only place I could fit this heavy chair in. So whatever. I'll just stay here. I'm not going to move this chair any further.
That's
it's
the
just
chair
way too
that's
difficult.
actually bolted. So you've been carrying several planks of the deck
is
with
that-
you. That's
Is
why.
that what's? Oh,
Every chair
That
here
would
is weird,
explain
my
things.
dude. Every single one of them. There's not a normal chair here.
This one rocks.
should probably fix one of the legs then.
I loved that cheer moment, by the way, Dustin. That was an excellent little that was an awesome ability that you gave to Sherman.
So what was great about that is that it was almost like a narrative help action because Timothy technically got to roll advantage with that. He just rolled it 2 separate times by getting that guy to cheer and silence the room. It was great.
Yeah, I really thought that giving a dog command would be just absolutely fitting. You know, he's good at receiving commands, but he's also good at giving commands. And I really wanted, and Sherman really wanted Timothy to feel good because there's been a lot of heavy stuff happening lately. Like, by lately, I mean, like, since episode 0.
Yeah. Very true.
We have to be delicate with Timothy.
Timothy is a sensitive creature.
He is.
Now, I gotta say, Aaron, I wasn't expecting it to go in the direction it did with just that one. Yeah! I was like, oh, maybe he'll be like,
my
woo,
favorite
yeah!
part. So good.
Woo!
I was howling from that. It was so good.
Yeah.
Sherman's command is like, no matter who receives it, it's just all or nothing.
I
You just
guess
gotta go all
so.
in.
And Sherman was crushing it in the battle with the buggies too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is on my list of my favorite things that happened this
What was
episode.
it? Three or four nat 20s you rolled in this session?
Not all of them were attacks.
Yeah, but still, man,
One
you were
of them
was. You were on a streak.
Oh, and that's the best thing about being a paladin, let me tell you. When you can choose to be like, yeah, I'm gonna smite it.
Yeah.
When you get that nat 20. Ooh, I don't think I've rolled that much damage as a 9th level cleric.
Yeah.
Ooh. You dissected the hell out of the bugs.
Sherman has definitely proven his, I guess, heroism in the couple fights you guys have had, just because you've had some amazing moments like that, where when Jokan was under your shield, and you turned around and like rebuked the swarm, and then simply turned around and just cut that Flay down all in one round. It was just like, Sherman's this golden glowing badass, and then like even with this fight, cuts one of those spiky things in half with one shot. You know, it's like anyone who's around you guys sees this. Especially, I mean, it's almost too bad that there weren't any more villagers when they around to see you absolutely destroy these things, and they ought to be like, oh yeah, pal's here, baby, pal's here.
The pal hero.
Never fear, there's a pal here.
Mhm.
Or near.
Near.
Or
yes.
near. Yeah. So Aaron, I have to give some praises to you for conjuring such a boss lady partner for this episode, and I'm assuming future episodes, because let's talk about how cool Lily is.
I love Lily.
Yeah, as soon as he talked about the vine whip thing, I was like, heck yeah, this is dope.
Yeah, Lily's, she's definitely like kind of a mix between that badass old woman with a scowl on her face, but at the same time you can tell that she cares deeply for for Praxel, and she's happy that you guys are there, but she won't really show it too much because she's just kind of, I don't know, callous. But
most people around her are unreliable, it seems.
Apparently.
Yeah. And I don't know, it was kind of a cool concept to have this character return so short in the campaign that was once a little girl. And then now this is just kind of like a reflection of how many years have gone by since Flowerkraut's been there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That really did fully solidify the timeline so far. And the fact that you played some little games, not games, but I was like, ooh, who's the innkeeper? Why are they being sassy? And I'm like, oh, that's the mom that was mean to Flowerkraut. Now she has to be nice to us. Ah. That was just a really good moment of realization for me.
Oh my god, I have in my notes for you, by the way, Dustin.
Oh yeah?
Sherman shushing a bug with the sword.
Oh gosh, that was so funny.
So funny.
Oh man,
so
I
funny.
almost
Yeah,
forgot
good.
about that.
I will definitely be making an art piece of that because it's too beautiful not to.
With big shush lips.
Yes, a big bug shush lips.
They have to like curl over the blade.
They're gonna be like really juicy bug lips. You don't understand. Anatomy is gonna be a little wonky here, friends.
You can just see the frustration
Human
on the
lips.
bug's face.
He's gonna be so upset.
I've got and well, before I proceed into this, Chad, do you have any shining moments that you'd like to herald and champion from this past episode?
I really enjoyed the one damage that I got to do to the bug, and that being enough to do it.
The best.
I was so upset because I rolled the one. I'm like, oh man, and then I was just the pause, the weighted pause, and then Aaron just being like, finish it. And I'm like, oh my god, one was enough. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, Sherman had hit it right before that, and he rolled, and I'm just like, oh man, this thing's down to 1 hit point. You could breathe on it, and it would die.
That was a beautiful moment.
I also really enjoyed Sherman being an emotional support pal. I thought that was good.
I did my best, but she was a really sad girl.
Yeah, her whole life shattered very quickly.
Yeah, kind of like all of ours. So,
Yeah.
all of ours happened at once. Probably Flowerkraut the most, maybe.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Timothy. Timothy was like that like partner that you do the dissection lab with. That's like, I just can't. Like, and Sherman's like, don't worry, pal, I've got this.
That was really funny. What was it? I forgot what was cast on him, but it was like frightened.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm doing, man. I was just playing in bars and getting thrown out of most of them, and I am not ready to kill.
Oh yeah, what a great moment of camaraderie. I'm really feeling like Sherman wants Timothy to really get into his inner valor person, being College of Valor. And
Yeah.
I think, you know what? I think he's doing a good job, all things considered.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're definitely helping out.
My favorite part of that fight, I think, besides the shushing of the lips, was
I can't wait to see that image.
So-
I
was,
really can't. It's gonna be glorious.
was when Timothy was like clear across the field, and Sherman's like, he's like, I'm coming, Sherman. He's like, how am I supposed to lick your butt from over here? You know what? Never mind. I'm staying over.
Yes.
Well, he got hurt so bad. Normally,
Oh my
I'm the one who
God.
gets hurt so bad.
in one round, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, like we can do some damage, but man, just in one round, I was so hurt, and it happened so fast.
And immediately I was like, oh no, he got bit on the butt. I'm going to have to lick his ass.
The first thing that goes through Sherman's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, normally it's Sherman that gets wrecked in these, and then Timothy got wrecked real quick.
Well, for the two of us, for Flowerkraut and Timothy, it happens quick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. So once we get back into this, Timothy would prefer Flowerkraut to rub her weird old lady lotion onto his butt as
Man,
opposed to Sherman lick his butt.
What a choice, man! What options have fallen before me?
I just imagine Timothy on all fours, with his butt up in the air, and Flowers just like, I gotta get through these feathers. Oh, you have so many feathers, Timothy.
All right, it's gonna be a good slap because if I don't, it won't stick. So just get ready.
All right,
Amazing.
y'all. That might be a sneak peek as how the next episode opens. So there's a little treat for you guys.
A little amuse-bouche. Amuse-booty.
I think we were just starting to come up with a plan for traversing under the water, which is gonna be fun. I'm sure nothing bad will happen under the water.
Yes, your worst enemy, water, has arrived again.
Any gap between land masses is our enemy, which is unfortunate
that's
because
the
we
case,
essentially
then.
live in the world of Wind Waker, where there will always be water traversal.
That's right.
There will just always be water to traverse.
And Flowerkraut is super excited about the occlusion of Lily. Like, she loves having another baddie old lady kicking butt alongside her.
I was trying to find good pictures of Lily, just because I have a character sheet for her.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to find pictures of someone with gray streaks through their hair that isn't Rogue. So I was like, forget it. I'll just...
You know who I'm thinking of right now? Dr. Chakwas from the Mass Effect series. Right? The medbay doctor? That's the vibe I get.
Interesting.
I loved how sassy she was with Lord Galago. That was good.
Yeah.
You idiot.
Yeah.
He's great.
Just,
Yes.
I can imagine after the whole bit where he's pulling the chair slowly over and he's like, all right,
Oh my gosh.
what's going on here? And here's my thoughts on the matter. And then she just does the slow head turn. You're like, you idiot.
But yeah, I thought the charm person spell was going to expire before he finished pulling the chair over.
No, see, I was thinking about that too, but after he had to run out and take care of all of the townfolk and where they were going to stay for the night, it would have worn out sometime out there, but he was way too busy to come back in and confront Flowerkraut on anything, and then, like, you guys got out of town before you could run into him in the morning, so The next
Yeah,
time
right.
you see him, though,
I don't know why, but my feelings about you have changed. And I'm very confused
to
about it.
hating you for some reason, but everything you've said is true.
Yeah, Sherman doesn't like him. In fact, I literally wrote on my talking points, Lord Galago can suck a fart, plus talking politics.
Spicy for Sherman.
Even though Galago is sitting here, complimenting you for being a member of PAL and like leaning on you for help.
They have twisted what PAL stands for in this village, just like a lord who appoints himself to reign over a group of people. That brings me to the point of talking politics in D&D is very hard. And I, out of everything so far in this entire podcast, that might have been the hardest thing I've ever...
No, you, sir, you
done.
suck the fart.
Oh, my goodness.
I've got enough for everyone, don't worry.
I hereby put to motion who shall suck the farts. I vote Sherman of Pal.
My God.
And we'll put the matter to a vote.
It was appropriate that Sherman kind of reacted the way he did, though, because he's so green to this job. And, if being a member of PAL even involves having to speak politics or how to unify people, when there's clear division, then, Sherman's just kind of caught unprepared,
so unprepared. But also, I really feel like, and Sherman really feels like there has to be some, and this is not something that needs an answer. This will be revealed, I'm sure, in time. But Sherman really feels like the story of Sir Leon has been twisted or altered like some sort of telephone game as, years have passed by. And that something must have happened because PAL wouldn't, at least the PAL he knows, wouldn't, force a group of people off of their home. So he's very conflicted about hearing this story, and I don't know if he had enough, because things got real busy, the next day, but I think it's something that's weighing heavily on his mind while we go into this resting place, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is? Yeah, see, I remember.
Last thing you guys saw before the end of the episode was on the recursive island, there was a mausoleum built in the center of it. So
dead stuff.
Yep. So there's a burial, resting place there, and the island's not very big. I mean, so it's, and when I say recursive, I had to look it up myself because I was like, what is it called when there's an island inside of an island? Oh, okay.
It's an island where you can only write fancy.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Right.
Again, you have to write fancy again.
Yes, that's correct. Twice, at least. What the kind of visual or vibe I got off of that is very Breath of the Wildy, where I think there's one island set inside a small lake like that in that game that you have to parachute,
yes,
paraglide onto,
because there's one of the challenge rooms in there.
Yeah, so I'm thinking this is more or less what this looks like, is like a small shrine type thing on just enough rock to cover the shrine and maybe a small amount of land outside of it.
Yeah.
Where I'm sure we'll find more scythers and pincers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now the theme is going to kick in where you guys have to compare a Pokemon to everything that gets thrown at you.
So, Aaron, what became of Jive Horse?
Yeah. Jive Horse was missing from the intro.
That's true. Jive Horse was missing from the intro. That was, I guess, not fully intended. But because the villagers kind of like swarmed over the wagon after you guys hopped out, and took care of Chokan's body, then they would have just led Jive Horse off to keep, bobbing to the beat in the stables.
When all hope is lost and our heroes are just approaching defeat, from the distance, a soft beat arises as a horse is seen over the hill, silhouetted by the sun.
inside the tavern, there's everybody's like arguing, and the tensions rising, and there's voices being raised, and people conflicting with their opinions of politics, and then it just pans to the stables, and there's a couple horses in there, but one of them's going.
Yes.
And then it goes
to those
back.
listening, our buddy Rory had last week made a song just like on a whim for us for the stupid horse that he was listening to when Timothy cast that spell. And then on another whim, we're like, hey, can you do like a vaporwave version of this? He's like, horse wave? No, it's never been done before.
Some say it's legendary.
But I really would love to read his backstory that he put to the horse wave.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Please do.
He put so much effort into this.
So
I
good.
need to share it. Okay.
Yes.
So I fully expect whoever is editing this to put the horse wave as the backdrop music for this reading.
Good call.
The city sprawls before me, its neon lights masking the underbelly of drugs and corruption in their glow. It's hard life, one I never asked for, and my drinking problem will second me on that. There was a time when it seemed like there were so many possibilities, so much opportunity within the twinkling horizon. But that's gone now, like my second ex-wife. All that's left is the beat, the bust. And every day the mules bring in more of their false hopes on thin lines of white powder. And the only thing standing between the deluge of crime and this rotten city is me. Until I remember I'm a horse and I need more hay.
That's amazing.
Oh, bravo, Rory.
Rory is so creative.
Man, I think we have the summary of our next campaign.
Oh my.
I don't know about campaign, but maybe if we establish some sort of
Like a one-shot.
stretch goal of some sort, we could do a one shot as all horses.
Or we just live in this city of Horsewave, and it's all like
Horse wave.
it's all like Judge
Cyberpunk
Dredd,
2077.
Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Yes. That'd be amazing.
I am the law.
Rory says horse wave. No, it is but legend.
And it's like all you hear in the background is just like, techno, cyber, freaking this kind of stuff,
Oh yeah.
The whole campaign is just that.
Yeah. Oh, that would be crazy to put together.
I want to play the origami unicorn from Blade Runner. That'll be my horse of
That'd be
choice.
sick.
My horse of choice would probably be the paralyzed horse from Bravest Warriors.
Oh yeah.
jeez.
I don't know that one.
Oh my gosh, you gotta go watch that.
He has like Omega level mutant psychic abilities. It's great.
Yes.
Oh, one of you guys could play a character that would be like Kenny from South Park, but you're playing Artax and you're just dying all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Gonna have to throw a trigger warning now.
I was going to say that's bringing up some memories of when I went up north a while ago, and I just see this family trying to convince their dog to get out of this like little lake, and the dog is just so happy in its little mud lake and it will not leave. And I just couldn't help but think that it was like Artax. It's just like, come on, get out of there. It's just like, no.
I can't wait for Sherman to find a mud pile that he just can't get enough of.
Oh.
I'm just so cool. It's so nice in here. I'm never leaving.
Don't let the sadness swallow you, Sherman. Get out.
Oh yeah.
Sadness.
Don't use this against me.
I couldn't be happier. What did you guys think of, or did you have any, intuition behind when when Lily asked about which way to approach the lake from.
Oh,
God.
good question.
I had no clue.
I just assumed you had an encounter for us ready no matter what we chose.
There was different possibilities. A little peek behind the screen. So
Yes.
because of the different terrain, the difficulty for being spotted would change depending on which way you went, and then also what types of flays were in that area. And so like you guys chose the hills where you had less cover, so it was a harder difficulty to stay stealthy, but you did have a little bit more I guess vision as to but you guys hadn't actually reached the top of the hill yet. If Sherman didn't get caught on the roots,
Absolutely
then you guys
whiff it.
you guys would have been able to get to the top of the hill, and then you would have been able to essentially skip a stealth roll because you had all of that fog of war disappear for you.
Flowerkraut was so mad that she didn't think to use either minor illusion or thaumaturgy doing that. Like, she's like, oh man, I could have done like a lightning crash or something over to kind of mask it or turn us into a bush. I don't know.
Turn you into a bush. So it's so Looney Tunes. You guys just go, pop, you're a bush.
We're a bush. Nothing to see here. Just a bush. The only bush.
And you guys pick up the bush, and then your little feet are hanging out the bottom of the bush as you guys are trudging along.
Everyone turns into a bush. Timothy disguises himself to be a bug. Yes, hello, fellow bug friend. Nothing to report.
Oh my god. I'm so sad we're deprived of that. I love that.
Well, I guess that's a good question. Are those mantis type flays humanoid?
Yes, they are.
Or are they purely like monstrosities or beasts of some sort?
Well, they're Fey, but they are like, so I guess Fey are generally humanoid-ish. So I would probably play off any effect that takes an effect on a humanoid creature. I would allow on a creature like that.
Oh, so Flowerkraut could charm them?
Oh,
heck yeah.
Potentially.
Well, I'm
Hey
just
there,
thinking
bug
the ability
boy.
to disguise yourself as one to be like, oh, nothing to see here, you know?
I love fruit. Come, fellow bug creature, let us find more fruit together and kill old men.
You've got it, my carapace comrade.
Buzz.
Oh my gosh.
Buzz.
Just
That's
Sherman leaning over to Lily underneath the fake bush. What's happening?
Yeah, I also love having a character around who's never experienced elderly blast.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Sherman
Like, wait,
saying,
what?
when I say jump, jump.
Jumping. Oh man. Yeah. So the beginning of this episode was a lot of exposition, kind of setting up the state of Wallach and why these people aren't I mean, essentially how their lives have been lived for generations at this point. So I know that there was some moments where it was mostly just NPCs talking to NPCs, but it kind of finally led into where, Lily's able to just talk with you guys. But, she's also, she may come off, as a badass and everything, but, she's lived her entire life on this peaceful island. So her, I guess, experience with, creatures, all, dangerous things attacking you all from all directions is limited. So she was like leaving it to you guys. Like, okay, I know where this place is, but I don't know the best way to get it there without us getting, devoured.
Right.
Gotta protect that Lily.
But it was a good thing to have all that new lore and understanding that basically the lie that the Lord Galago is telling everyone, and I'm sure the Lord before him told everyone, depending on how long this goes back, that the land was bountiful because it was blessed and not because it was artfully cultivated by the prior inhabitants, is really fascinating because it has so many. It parallels a lot of like actual world history, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was just a really interesting element to the whole thing.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, they've been living like that for a long time. Even when Flowerkraut was living there, that protective barrier was in place. Flowerkraut may not have known about it because she didn't spend a lot of time with the people, but and then certainly never attended the Harvest Festival. So.
Oh yeah, that was a new one for me.
Oh, I have a Lord Galago question because we got a very good ideal of his, you know, his personality and the way he runs business and whatnot. But what kind of age does he look, or is he?
He's younger than Helene, but he's probably about the same age as Lily, or maybe a little bit older from what you guys saw.
Okay, so it was accurate that I saw him as a child getting spanked by his father for stealing a lollipop.
That's what I was thinking. Is they're perfect foils for each other, Lily and Lord Galago. Like, one of them went one complete direction and the other one basically became the worst possible person.
Yeah, basically.
It's just really, it's fascinating.
But there's a reason Lily became who she is, and I think Flowerkraut, after speaking to her patron, and she was on kind of the right track of thinking why they were calling her Fate, or why she said she was touched.
Mm-hmm.
So your patron clued in that her dreams weren't just dreams.
Interesting. I'm so excited to learn more about Lily. She seemed so disappointed in Flowerkraut at first.
Yeah, like you can tell that she almost came off as jealousy, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she said first you're chosen by her and now you're sent by Miriam. Like, why are you so special?
That's so interesting. Because in the previous episode, before episode 6, I thought maybe she was just mad that I was barely using my powers, you know? Like,
oh, she definitely came off with that vibe as well. Yeah. Cuz here she is. I mean, you guys learn in this episode that she's been busting her butt trying to keep this island together but yet no one's listening to her. And she's the one who's enriching the soil, cuz if you didn't figure it out, she's a druid.
Oh, big druid energy, that one.
But she, you know, here she is working so hard her whole life, and then you come by and she's just like, well, you know, I was told to give the mortar and pestle to you, so what have you done with your life? You know, like, what have you been doing while I've been busting my butt here, and she didn't choose me?
Yep. And she's got a point, and the universe agreed with her and kicked Flowerkraut off her butt and told her to do something.
That is enough booty calls for now.
Oh, and I think I also noticed that, I think you said that when Lily first came onto the scene, she had a booming voice too. So she has thaumaturgy as well.
Yeah, she has,
Cool.
I believe it's thaumaturgy. I have to look back, but there's a couple different spells that can kind of have that effect. Actually, I'm kind of curious because I know I gave her one that has similar things. It can do similar things. It's called Druidcraft.
Oh.
And Druidcraft says you can create a sensory effect that predicts the weather. You can make things bloom. Yeah, so she kind of used I would say she used a version of that, like maybe her voice just traveled on the wind more so than it was booming, but it was loud, you know. So
Gotcha. It's just last night I was watching Lord of the Rings, and I never knew that D&D was almost like entirely influenced by Tolkien's world building. That was so cool. But I saw a part where Gandalf is kind of like yelling at Bilbo, and the lights flicker and his voice becomes bigger, and like wind is kind of blowing his hair. I'm like, oh my god, he's using thaumaturgy. That's so cool.
Totally. He totally is. Yeah, I love that there's these spells, these cantrips that do multiple things so that it really fleshes out what a magic user can do rather than being so, tied down to single spells.
Yeah.
There's what minor illusion can do, what thaumaturgy can do, what prestidigitation can do,
Yeah.
druidcraft. They're like these multi-use cantrips. It's nothing that would like you could really fight something with, but you can, it's got so many uses.
They're
otherwise.
fully utility.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right, y'all. Well, I think that we've really dived into the past episode, and I'm really excited for the next one. But I am looking at Timothy over there, and I think that his feathered fingers are just starting to molt uncontrollably. So maybe we should tell him to wrap up and go ahead and have some rest of his own for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's always amazing to me how he
Thank
can
you.
rest while playing, because it seems very extraneous.
What?
How he can play in his sleep, that's amazing. Wrap it up, Timothy.
Thank you so much for listening to our Song of Rest. If you like the adventures your ears just wit on, feel free to listen in on our other adventures from any plane of existence or seeing stone you get your podcasts. Until we meet again, safe journeys, travelers.
Winds with you, BB Army. Thank you for joining us for today's episode of Break Battle and Roll. We hope you're enjoying our adventure as much as we are in creating it. If you're looking for more ways to connect with Break Battle and Roll, follow our Instagram and Twitter, both at Break Battle Roll, or stop by and give us a like on the Break Battle and Roll Facebook page. Additionally, you can follow Chad Stafford at his Instagram and Twitter at It'sChitChad. That's ITSCHITCHAD, as well as his YouTube channels ChitChad and ChitChad Plays. Janelle Wilkie on her Instagram at janelle.wilkie, that's JANELLE.WILKE. Join our good buddy Dustin Bleshman as he streams on twitch.tv/thefinaldestination. Follow his Instagram and TikTok both at _final_destination and his Twitter at FINL Destination. You can also find me, Aaron, on Twitter at AirKuma. That's AARKUMA. Though the four of us bring this podcast to you, it wouldn't have the same audio quality without our amazing musicians Ben Holland and Rory O'Neill, providing our theme song and musical accompaniment. Ben can be found on SoundCloud, and you can find Rory on Twitter at Trench Roarfare. That's TRENCHRORFARE. We'd also like to shout out our good friends at the Roaring D20s, another fantastic D&D podcast with DM Scott Jones. Give them a follow on their Instagram and Twitter at RD20s Podcast. That's RD, the number 2, the number 0, S Podcast. Now that you're a part of the BB Army, help spread the word. Got a friend or two that's run dry on D&D podcasts? Send them our way. Also, if you're on Apple Podcasts, leave us a review. We'd love to hear what you think. Thanks again for listening. And now it's time for me to get back on the story arc, grab a drink, and get ready for the next adventure. Until next time.